Hey guys, so I was going through my stuff after URA's Red Winter, and it was a rainy day. I've been through a lot of rainy events here lately, and rainy days with my gear and my airsoft stuff. So it occurred to me that I've yet to do a review since I owned a Classic Army CA-33, and it was the video that had the most views and the most likes. So, after a few years of running my rifle that I have built, I figured I would do a review on it and give you an idea of what I run and what the FPS is and that kind of thing. So we're going to start off. I got the A&K BAMF. This usually comes with a railed out handguard, little stumpy suppressor, standard style buttstock, large battery capacity, and the mil spec grip, and this big honking chunky rear sight, or it had a carry handle. I don't recall. Well, I'm very simplistic. I don't like a lot of rails. I don't like a lot of weight. I favor the Magpul style buttstocks. So this is actually a G&G. It's real tight due to the paint. But the cool thing about this G&G stock is it's got this locking piece here. So I don't have to worry about it wobbling. It's super tight. And I went with the Magpul Mo Grip. This actually came off of the old KWA Magpul guns they put out with the shock recoil. This is a Magpul rear sight. I went with the standard military old school handguard and some suppressor that was laying around. I filled it with expanding foam. It has this chamber inside of it, so it stays pretty quiet. So yeah, the cool. I also dig the little skull that these BAMFs have on them. You can kind of see them. Kind of cool. Simple plain Jane. We're in a single. I'm at a 2-point sling. Nothing fancy. So yeah, that's the rifle. Well, being attack, I can't leave things alone. So the true response was meh when I got it. It wasn't bad. It was like a stock gun. So what I ended up doing is take a lot of the parts that were in my CA-33 went into this rifle. So I went with SHS 16-to-1 gear set. I went with the Classic Army like high torque slash high speed motor. I really like those motors. They mesh really well with SHS stuff. Real snappy. They have ports in them to release some heat. So that's really awesome. I went with I think it's aim top, if I remember correctly. It's a no. Stand corrected. It's a SHS lightweight steel rack piston. I went with a Lonex cylinder head, no piston head, Lonex cylinder, a Crytek cylinder head, and a SHS double O-ring metal nozzle. I kept the hop up stock, like the old school wheel ones, just because that's what worked. It meshed well. The air seal's great. It feeds. And I went with Maple Leaf 70 degree bucking and nub. I ended up getting a really like the basic front wired module from Gate Titan, and then I upgraded it through the apps. So now I have an advanced Titan to where I could set up to where I can have multiple burst functions. It improves like diagnostics, stuff like that. So that's my gun. I've got the trigger sensitivity set up pretty snappy. I think it's the second lowest setting, just because I was dumping rounds a little quickly. And then on full auto, I have it set up to binary. Shimming came out pretty decent. I did have to recently replace the motor, so I did not shim it to that motor because it's kind of lazy. So, but I run most 11-1 LiPo batteries. What did I do with that thing? This is just a 11-1 1200 mAh 30C. And then, of course, I transferred all my batteries to Dean's because Dean's is superior to Tamiya. So, real tight. Beep, beep, beep. Just a reference. And binary. Semi. Save. So, now as for durability, oh yeah, I also forgot to say the gearbox shell is from a Tippmann Commando of all things, and I bought these really smooth bearings, and they've yet to fail me. They came in a 3-pack of 3 different sizes, and I was like, heck, I could use the other 2 to work on guns. So, pretty cool. But yeah, since I put that shell in, the gearbox shell has not broken. It's a really high-end Taiwanese made gearbox shell. So if you get your hands on one of those, your gearbox shell breaks, because I've had this happen twice. Because I'm running a Lonex M1 30 spring, and I had to cut 4 coils off to get it right at, it's like 1.52 joules, something like that, because at the swamp we fudge right at 1.56 with a 2. So fantastic. So I'm running that with 0.3s. So I'm right at 400, creep a little around 403, 405 every once in a while, but after the spring settles it should creep down to like 395. So yeah, that is the gun. So the events I have gone to, I went to Echo Crisis. I think that's in West Virginia. Survived the whole day, not a single issue. Then we did Tazewell. So when we went to Tazewell, that's when we had that 3-day hurricane. And it just did not stop raining. It was cold, it was wet. Not a single problem out of my airsoft gun, which is really awesome. Probably the most reliable gun I have ever built, and I probably won't run anything else until something really cool comes along. And then, like I said, we recently did Red Winter. It poured, not a single issue out of my firearm or AG. It's not a real firearm. Went to a few mini events at Rush, no problems. I did have a double tap feeding issue, but I replaced the little metal plate on the selector plate with the sticker provided from Gate. No issues anymore. So if you run into that issue with that plate, it's probably from a condensation buildup, allowing the sensors to not quite pick up. So you get this weird double tap or 3-round tap on semi, and this seems to have fixed it. So yeah, that's my airsoft rifle. As for magazines, I have been running these Evike BAMF mags. They're super cheap. They're really durable. I've only had like 4 go down in the past 3 to 4 years I've been running these. And, I recommend these for any guns that have a really fat magwell. There's a lot less slop. My gun has a lot less wiggle room, allowing for your gun to actually feed. So my personal gun, the only thing that works in these are the BAMFs, the Lancer Tactical magazines that they put out, and 95% of the high caps on the market. I have not run a KWA M120. The EPMs do not like my gun. So there's that. And then as for my sidearm, I highly recommend carrying a sidearm because you never know when your battery is going to die, etc. So I had gotten the Elite Force A1 from a gentleman on Discord, and it came with, I think this is an Angel Custom outer and inner barrel, and some kind of flat hop nub. It's, much better arrangement, much better hop up. It doesn't have that inherent issue where the wheel likes to move around because it's real sloppy. It's real tight. Um, so what I ended up doing is mixing it with one of the Valken labeled 1911 tacks by Dan Wesson. I liked the wood grips. I kind of like the trigger better than the military style trigger. And then a rail, why not? But I prefer the non-ambidextrous safety, and I prefer the spurred hammer. I like the way it looks. This is very Metal Gear Solid 3 looking, if anyone has ever played that. It's CO2. I haven't had many issues out of this. Every once in a while I get really dirty. But other than that, really cool. And then I do want to go over one more thing that I acquired within the last year. So when I went to Tazewell, I won a gift card to Amped Airsoft. They were really nice. And I was like, well, what am I going to use this on? I don't need a lot of stuff. Well, thinking about it, we're going to these bigger events, a lot more vehicles. So I got this ASG little bloop tube. So it came with a vert grip and pretty simple. This girl right here is awesome. Well, I tried out some Matrix projectiles. Not a fan. I'm not a fan of the shotgun shells, for one shot, unless it's attached to your rifle. So I picked up a bunch of Taggin peggers and then the Taggin CO2 shells. I have 2 more on the way. And then I have a buddy of mine on my airsoft team printing out Taggin projectiles that actually fit into the tube, and they'll be really cool. So once we get a bunch of those made, we might start marketing them. We'll paint them up and start marketing them as a way to make some more money for our team so we could go farther. But this video's gone on a while. So if you like the review, send me a like. Please subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. I know I don't edit a bunch of stuff. One, I don't have the time to do it. And 2, I like keeping the humanity in my videos. I don't edit out if I get hit and don't notice it. I don't edit out when I'm mad. I don't edit out my cussing. I don't edit out when I face plant. It's just a different aspect. I'm not doing it for a ton of views. I'm not doing it for a bunch of publicity. I'm just doing it to show my experiences when it comes to when I play airsoft. So that being said, last final note, go to Echo Crisis. It's held by Theta. Really cool. Come check out the Swamp Fun Park. I work there. I'm the head tech and head ref. We've been averaging 40 to 60 players every Sunday now, so that's pretty substantial. We have a pro shop. And then go check out Rush Airsoft. It's in Surrey. Nice field, very clean. They need some support, so it'd be greatly appreciated. With that being said, y'all have a good one. Bye.